And I am catching off you. So we've only got one more stop to make on our tour of entertainment today, and that is film and television. It is welcome back to our Rise correspondent, Judita De Silva, live from our studios in London. And she is back to fill us in with the latest in film and TV. Hi, Judita. Great to have you back because I've been waiting for this segment. So let's begin with TV. So the Federal Trade Commission in America, has had to step in because of a new online scam that's really, really dangerous. So please tell us more about that.
Okay, so Netflix, the online platform that we're always talking about, what had happened is that in recent, especially over Christmas, in the build-up to Christmas, Netflix users started getting these emails that were asking them, telling them that their accounts were on hold until they updated their billing information. And then this was causing so many issues that, as you see, the FTC had to issue a warning saying that these were phishing scams, because what they were trying to do is to get people to release their personal information and then basically scam them for money. And so Netflix also said that they take their security very seriously and they do everything they can, but they're just scam artists that target massive companies like Netflix, like Amazon, people like that. So it's turned into be quite a bit of a big thing, because now Netflix users are panicked. So what they've done is explain what you would see, because on these emails, you will notice that they give an international number instead of an American number. They spell things like center the UK way instead of the American way. And also, instead of directly, when Netflix will contact you as a user, they know your name and details. They address you directly. This email says, "Hi, dear," instead of "hi" and then your name. So these are all the telltale signs they've listed, saying that these should be red flags. And if you see this, do not respond under any circumstances and report it.
Wow, that is scary. However, do you think maybe, considering the fact that Netflix is such a huge, huge streaming giant, they should have, things in place, systems in place to automatically block off this kind of emails? Maybe it doesn't deliver things like that, because for it to get to people to the point that they are getting scammed, there must be some type of identification that makes people believe this is from Netflix. So do you feel maybe they should just have systems in place to even avoid these emails from even getting to people, so that people don't even risk getting scammed?
Absolutely, because we kind of know certain things. Like if you're very familiar with Netflix, the key is it's almost similar to the tax office in the UK. They said, or your bank details, they say that they will never ask you all 4 digits of your PIN code. They'll never ask you all the letters of your password. So if somebody should ask you that, that's a red flag. And when you think about it, when you use Netflix, normally the way they'll tend to contact you is via the app or via your platform they're using on, whether it's your PS3 or whatever, or your iPad. They'll contact you on that. So contacting you by email is a rarity. And if they do, there's so much personalized information they already know about you, it has to be from Netflix. These people, there tend to be things that show the vagaries. And when there's vagaries, you know that it can't be legitimately from them. But unfortunately for Netflix, people, the kind of scam artists, these are hackers. These are very highly intelligent technicians. So they know how to simulate the look of Netflix as much as possible. And despite how much Netflix might do to protect their users, people attacking you from the inside, because remember, they're contacting you by email. They haven't hacked into the Netflix app itself, so they're still secure. So they're finding a way around it by contacting you via email, which Netflix wouldn't normally or typically do.
Oh, people, though, can't you just celebrate the holiday in peace? Well, away from that, Judita, we know that you are such a huge Agatha Christie fan, and now everyone, literally every single person, is talking about this new John Malkovic interpretation of a Christie character. But now we're really, really curious, though. Is it any good?
Okay, so put it like this. Let's give you a little bit of provenance. The thing about Poirot, this is Hercule Poirot, her famous Belgian detective that she wrote so many novels about. This is Agatha Christie. What happened is that the family and the estate of Agatha Christie are the custodians of all of her work. So any adaptations always filters through them. It's kind of like how they have Bond, and Barbara Broccoli is the custodian of Bond. So what had happened is that this actor, David Suchet, who came from the Royal Shakespeare Company, he has played Poirot, particularly on the TV adaptations on ITV for years. I mean, I'm talking decades, and he is seen as basically the signature Poirot, and that's because the granddaughter of Agatha Christie handpicked him to play Poirot. So everybody identifies him as the one, and everyone from Peter Ustinov to Kenneth Branagh has played it, but everyone talks about David Suchet. So what has happened is the BBC is now doing an adaptation, and they started doing this every year. Like the last one they did, which was meant to come out as Christmas, was Ordeal by Innocence. But because one of the cast members, Ed Westwick, who we know from Gossip Girl, was in a rape allegation scandal, they pushed it to Easter. But their thing is to always putting out at Christmas, like what we're talking about. It's a lucrative ratings time to bring out things at Christmas. The latest one is the ABC Mothers, which was the first book starring Hercule Poirot. And they've got John Malkovich, the Oscar-nominated actor, playing it.
Okay.
And why everybody is talking about it is that because he's American, he's Hollywood. The last Hollywood American to do it was Peter Ustinov, and he was very camp in his interpretation. But what they've said is that they're using an older actor, an accomplished actor, who's giving it a different take, and everyone's very impressed. And remember, Agatha Christie is precious to the Brits, and having an American do it, it's kind of turned their nose up because they normally prefer British actors to do it. But John Malkovich has given a performance that everybody is praising, and also one of the co-stars is Rupert Grint from Harry Potter, who's breaking free from all the preconceptions of the kind of actor he is, and everybody said he's put in a really stellar performance. They split it up over 3 nights, it's 3 parts, and they've had the first one, which was on Boxing Day, and everyone's very excited to see the rest of the starring cast because they have a really solid group of actors coming together on this one.
Well, if there's one thing we know, once you get the fans on board, when you have a new character for something as big as this, if they love it, you are good to go. Now, one thing I know people are not very good with, including myself, is Kevin Spacey. I mean, he is doing so much. He was recently charged with sexual assault and is due in court on January 7th. And, you know, he's chosen to defend he has chosen to defend himself in a very, very, very bizarre way. So please, what's going on there?
Oh, gosh. So no one actually understands what's happening. People are basically saying that they think this might be him having a meltdown. So he took to YouTube. And not only did he take to YouTube, he took to YouTube in his character of Frank Underwood, the president in House of Cards. This is seen as his signature role. And so he does his entire monologue in the character of Frank Underwood, but the kind of content of the monologue seems as though he's defending the crimes he's been accused of as Kevin Spacey, but then it also correlates to the kinds of things that happen to the character of Frank on the show. But what he also does with this monologue is basically do something very dangerous, which is confuse the fans, because people know that people like me, viewers like me, House of Cards was the first of Netflix original content productions. It put them on the map. It gave them the motivation to really start going into original stuff because it was a runaway success. And House of Cards was built on the shoulders of Kevin Spacey's performance. He knows this. A lot of fans are loyal to him. When after the allegations came out and he was spectacularly sacked from the show, then his co-star, Robin Wright, took over as president and became the lead. She hasn't gotten as good ratings or reviews as he did, and also she was a female lead in this time of Me Too. So he's now banked on that, and in this video, he kind of says that even though they killed him off, because remember, to kill off a character like him, that was Netflix and the producers of House of Cards making a stand in solidarity with his accusers, because you can write him off the show without killing him, which gives him the opportunity to come back. Remember what ABC did with Roseanne? They killed her off. That is them making a statement and saying that we support the accusers. So he's saying on this video that he's not dead because you never actually saw them kill him. That then creates, this has got everyone talking, saying that, oh my goodness, what is he doing? He's now going on a tangent to the actual show. Might he splinter off and do something else? But meanwhile, he's been accused of sexual assault. He's due in court on the 7th. And the kinds of crimes and allegations that he's allegorically alluding to in his monologue are the things he's accused of in real life. So everyone feels very uncomfortable, and they just think that he's torpedoing whatever debris might have been left of his career.
Absolutely. So is this like, if I'm going down, everyone goes down with me? You know, is that what he's trying to do? And can he actually do this? Like, is he legally allowed to do this? Because now he is affecting the series itself. So is he about to get slammed with another lawsuit?
I think it's because Netflix has announced that it's the final season, it's the close of the show. So he's kind of going rogue because at the end of the day, when it comes down to free speech, he can say anything he wants. People are not obliged to believe him. But Kevin Spacey is banking on all the solid fan base he has built on that show, wanting him to still be alive, willing him to still be alive, and wishing he could have still been on the show. He's capitalizing on that. So Netflix will not be happy. The producers of House of Cards, who were rumored to be thinking about spin-off shows, will not be happy. But then, at the end of the day, in the fullness of time, when we look at the case of Harvey Weinstein and how it's going, should Kevin Spacey be able to fight this and prove himself innocent, he will make a comeback. And somebody else might pick up the House of Cards show and have him as its star, and Netflix will lose out. So when it comes to Hollywood, never put down all your chips on one bet. You never know.
Absolutely. Okay, so now real quick, let's talk about, you know, this amazing new movie. I mean, there are lots and lots of new movies during Christmas, but Bird Box has definitely been one of the most amazing ones. And now we hear there are a couple of, you know, memes and people joking about it on Twitter. I mean, and he has really, really benefited from that. So what's going on there?
This is like the best happy accident that could have happened to Netflix at Christmas. So this movie, like you teased it before, we've shown it, the Bird Box. It was there. It stars Oscar winner Sandra Bullock in it. It has Trevante Rhodes from Moonlight. It has John Malkovich. It's got a great cast. It's a thriller. It's them pushing their thriller genre of movies and original content. But then we never know how well it would have done until, for some strange reason, it just started building up traction on social media. People would watch it and started making funny memes. Because remember, it's about it's an apocalyptic world where people are driven to insanity by seeing their worst fears manifest. So everyone walks around with blindfolds because you dare not open your eyes. And so everyone is taking to social media to do their versions of this. I mean, you've got mothers in bathtubs recreating the boat scenes. And so what has happened is, so many people were talking about it on social media. People started panicking that, oh, if I don't watch it now, all these spoilers will ruin it for me. I better go to Netflix and watch it. That was more viewers. Then people were seeing the memes and people were tweeting, I better go watch Bird Box so I can get in on the joke. They'd go watch Bird Box. Then there were those who wanted to do their own memes and wanted to find some other section of the movie to do. They'd go watch Bird Box. And it's just been getting more viewers and more viewers. And over Christmas, it's one of the highest ranking films they've got on Netflix by accident.
Honestly, I mean, this is you know, social media just it stays undefeated, absolutely undefeated. But anyway, Judita, we know that before you leave us today, you have one more snack for us. Yes, a final video, and we can't wait to know what that video will be.
So I was thinking that it's best that we give a little shout outs to Amazon. So this is one of their original productions. It stars Oscar nominee Oscar Isaacs, and it's basically one of those true live stream of consciousness films that tells a story of love and life and loss. And everyone says it's touchingly beautiful. It's got beautiful performances by an all-star cast, and it is called Life Itself, and I think you'll really like it.
You ever gonna ask me out, Will?
I'm just waiting for the right moment.
I'll see you around.
Abby, I'm waiting for the right moment because when I ask you out, there's not going to be any turning back for me. I'm not going to date anybody else for the rest of my life. I'm not going to love anybody else for the rest of my life. I'm waiting for the right moment because when I ask you out, it's going to be the most important moment of my life. And I just want to make sure that I get it right.
Life itself tricks us. It misleads us. It paints one man a hero when he may well be a villain. Hero or villain?
Hola.
Hola.
Villain or hero?
Thought that I was in my prime.
Maybe the heroes and villains of our stories are actually just day players in a much bigger movie.
But I was naked, dressed in my prime.
I want to live a big, great, fantastical life.
Let's get married.
We've been dating less than a year.
I know. And I feel like I've shown incredible restraint waiting this long.
You made me run
Amazing life itself. Well, that is all from Judita De Silva, and that is all from us as well. So from everyone here in Lagos and over in London, thank you so much for watching the show. And remember that you can catch us every single weekday at 4 p.m. right here on the Arise News channel. So until tomorrow, I am Kachi Ofia, and you have been watching Arise 360. Goodbye.